Hello beautiful soul, this is Ashanta Liot. Welcome back to this channel. Today I want to talk about something that is really important to me. It's been crucial in my journey, very hard as well, and I'm going to share with you a part of my story that it's actually very vulnerable, and yeah, I'm really exposing myself with this one. I feel like being vulnerable is the only way I can actually be of service to other people and be of help. And so what I'm going to talk about today is why forgiveness is important. Forgiveness is actually something that you do for yourself and not for the other person. Forgiveness is not about justifying someone's actions, someone's bad actions, or someone hurting you. Forgiveness is about giving yourself the chance to move on, giving yourself the chance to love yourself and not feel guilty for whatever the other person did. And it's basically a way to free yourself from pain, anger, sadness, and whatever negative emotion you might be feeling, because in the end negative emotions lower your vibration, and therefore if you vibrate at a lower level, then you're never going to attract amazing things and the things that you will like. I grew up in a very abusive and aggressive and violent household and family. There were a lot of arguments and fights when I was younger between my parents and between my grandparents and between my grandparents and my parents. Literally, like it was a fight all the time. And especially I grew up feeling very, very, very angry at my grandparent and my grandfather. I've seen my grandfather being really abusive towards everyone in my family, towards my grandmother, physically, verbally, financially, and towards everyone else as well, and especially towards my father. I've seen like a lot of violence and aggressivity between them. I've seen blood in the past, which was not nice, especially when you're a child or you're a teenager and you're forming, your brain is forming, and you see all of that. It really shapes you in a way that I cannot explain. If you have never experienced it, thank God. I cannot say anything else, like you're lucky. It's really hard and it's really tough, and thank God, or thank me, because I am a strong person and I found a way to move on. But yeah, it wasn't easy. So if you have been in a similar situation, I'm really sorry that that happened to you, and I really hope that you're okay now, or that you're seeking help, or you did in the past, and you're trying to get away from that situation if you can. And I just hope that you're all safe and in a safe environment, protected. And I really hope that no one else has to go through what I saw and what I lived in my early years of life. But yeah, I've seen a lot, and so of course I grew up with the idea that my grandfather was the problem, that my grandfather was the root to every problem in our family. That I thought different, like several times I wished he was dead, because he was really making it difficult for everyone it really shaped our life a lot, and not in a good way. So I grew up feeling really angry towards him, to the point where I was really feeling rage. And I'm not going to be the one that says feeling anger is wrong and you shouldn't feel anger. I mean, of course you're gonna feel anger if you see that kind of stuff. And anger can be useful in a way if it's not destructive for yourself and for others, because, you know, what I was thinking was, like, if I'm angry and then I act in a destructive way towards myself and others, I'm basically gonna be the same person as him, and I'm just going to repeat the cycle, you know. Like, I feel like this is something that we talk about a lot in our generation, just breaking the cycle. And I feel like, yeah, we should break the cycle, and it's really important to do that work. And this is why at some point I decided to work on my anger, because feeling so angry about my past was literally shaping my present and therefore my future. I got into really abusive relationships where my exes were violent towards me or aggressive towards me physically and verbally and emotionally, and I was aggressive towards them, and if they were to be violent towards me physically, I would just respond, and it would end up in a awful thing. Like, we would really hurt each other, and that's not what you want, especially because I moved to London, which is basically 1,500 kilometers from my home, when I was 18. Like, I literally ran away from my home because I was tired of seeing all of that, and then recreating that so far away from home when I was living by myself in a completely new city. I was like, why is this happening? What am I doing? Why I keep reenacting my past and my childhood? Like, there's something weird going on in my unconscious mind, and there's some unconscious pattern that I'm recreating somehow, because this is not possible. And so I started really understanding what I was doing and why I was doing it, and I was trying to make myself accountable, because I felt like it would have been easy to just blame my grandfather and be like, okay, I am in shitty relationships now because that's the only example I had. And it's true. In a way it's true, but at the same time, now I literally went away from home because I wanted to create something different. So if I want to create something different, I need to understand that it's my responsibility now, and that if I don't want that to happen again, I need to do something about it. I cannot just wait around and hopefully one day I am going to find someone that is not violent or aggressive with me. Like, no, there is something that I can do, there is something that I can work on, and so I'm gonna try my best to do what is in my power. And so, yeah, I started, like, I was like, oh, what can I do? Like, this is so much. Like, I literally got to the point where in my most recent relationship, I got to the point where, with my ex, that one night he was really violent towards me, and that at some point he threatened to kill me. And I was like, okay, this is some weird stuff. And I was just questioning myself. I was like, why did I recreate this violence and this situation in my life when I already lived that in the past, and I came here to not live it anymore, you know? And I was like, why am I reenacting this? It's like nonsense. And so I went into therapy, and like talk therapy, and then I started hypnotherapy, started meditating, journaling. I got really into spirituality a lot, even if I was before as well, but I feel like this thing really woke me up. And I have to say that it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was crying for months. I was struggling with addiction for months. I mean, I've been struggling with addiction from weed, and when I say struggling from addiction from weed, I don't mean physically, but mentally. I was really addicted to it. I was smoking every day, like at least 2-3 times a day. I'd never stopped. For literally 4 years I never stopped. And then when I broke up with my ex, after all that, I was going out a lot more. I was drinking like 4 or 5 times a week, getting drunk 4 or 5 times a week, and I was smoking more. And I was smoking more cigarettes as well. And it was hard. And then at some point I was like, okay, I need to get my shit together, you know. I cannot go on like this. I'm distracting myself. I'm not doing anything good to myself and to others either. I need to find a way to take my life into my hands again and just do what needs to be done. And so I started trying to understand why I did what I did, why I got into the relationships that I got in. I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking. You know, it was hard, I'm not gonna lie. But I really felt like going through all of that was a lot better than going on without remembering who I actually was. I was feeling really like I didn't know who I was anymore. I was really feeling like I didn't know why I was here, what I was doing, what was my purpose, why I was alive. I was really going through some depression and PTSD and a lot of stuff. And therapy helped me a lot. But of course, therapy by itself wasn't enough. I had to do something also in my spare time. And so I got into spirituality a lot. And one thing that I always heard other people say is that you need to practice forgiveness and that you need to forgive people for hurting you and stuff like that. And I was like, bullshit, like, I'm never going to forgive these people. Like, they hurt me so much, they shaped my whole life. Like, I'm never going to recover from this. I'm suffering from mental health issues because of them. I was struggling with addiction because of them. So it was hard, but then I was like, okay, let's try and find a different narrative to this story. I want to rewrite my story. I want it to be different. If I have the power to do it, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I started thinking about why I had to forgive my grandfather, especially because I feel like he was the root of all my problems. Like, it started in my childhood. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Like, I'm never gonna forgive him. He doesn't deserve forgiveness. And why would I forgive someone that didn't even do anything to be forgiven? And then one day I got this thought about my grandfather, and it was like, well, he shouldn't be forgiven, but I just know that he deserves to be forgiven because he had a really awful childhood, and so he never knew love, so how could he love as well? So I switched from feeling really angry towards him to feeling pity and compassion for him, because I was like, like, must be really hard to grow up without anyone loving you, you know. And then I also thought, do you actually want to live your life repeating the same mistakes that they did? Because that's what happens when you feel so angry towards someone. At some point you're gonna become like them, even if you don't see it straight away, even if it's quite like an unconscious pattern, but that's what happens, you become like them. And I didn't want that for myself, you know. I wanted something different. I wanted pure love. I wanted unconditional love. I wanted what my family probably never gave me and never received as well. I wanted to really break the cycle, and the first thing I had to do was stop the anger. And the only way to do that was to forgive him and forgive whoever hurt me in the past. Because I deserve better. Because I don't deserve to wake up and feel angry because someone 10 years ago did something bad to me or to someone I loved. I deserve to wake up in the morning and be like, okay, what can I do to serve myself and to serve others? And I was like, you know, maybe if I find a key to see this in a different light and, you know, try and see it as a lesson, maybe it's going to help other people. And honestly, I am grateful for whatever happened, because if I am able right now to talk to you about this, and I'm able right now to talk to you about forgiveness and about how it shaped my life and how it helped my life and how it can help yours as well, well, you know, like, I'm only here because of that. So in the end, I need to be grateful to that. And of course, the first person I'm proud of is myself, for being so strong and for being able to overcome something so big as something so painful, as something so hard, you know, and traumatic. I would have never found this strength inside of me if that didn't happen. And of course, I wish 1,000 times that it didn't happen, because who doesn't want an amazing childhood where your parents are together, they don't divorce when you're 3 years old, and you know, you live happily together, and your grandparents love you, and everyone loves each other and is supporting each other, and it's understanding each other. Everyone wants that, but I didn't have that, and I cannot change things. Things went the way they went because they did. That's just how life is. And my only way to survive it is to surrender to it, is to accept that I don't have any control on it, and that the only thing I can do is just not let the past shape my present or my future, which is what I was doing until a few months ago. But I also understood that I deserved forgiveness for that. I deserved forgiveness because it wasn't my fault, and there is nothing that I can do about it. And, you know, things went the way they went, and I just deserve better. And that's it. That's where I stand, and that's the only thing that matters, that I deserve better. And when I understood that, I cannot even explain to you how much I cried, because I was releasing a lot. And when I forgave him, what happened is that I also stopped attracting that kind of people in my life. And I'm not joking, like, the people that I met after that were the opposite of what I have known for years. They were amazing people, people that were understanding me, people that were not afraid of being vulnerable, people that were able to listen and to support you, people that will not judge you, people that will not gaslight you, people that would actually stand to your side. And, you know, I was actually able to start having genuine relationships with people, and I wasn't able to do that before. It's just crazy how forgiving someone that hurt me and the people I love so much was able to change my life. And I'm proud and I'm happy that I let myself have something better in my life. And now I'm sure that my relationships are not going to be the same. Like, whenever I'm going to be into a romantic relationship again, I'm not going to do it because I want to reenact my childhood, because I want to solve that thing, because I want to find a different ending to that situation. I'm gonna get into relationships with people because I actually like them, because I actually love them, and they love me, and we actually support each other, understand each other. And I wouldn't be able to think this and do this and meet this kind of people if I didn't do that work before. Forgiveness for you is going to mean something different than what it means from me, and it's going to affect your life in a different way than what it did to me. But this is just an example of how forgiving someone that hurt you can change things in your life for the better. Whether it's a family member or a friend or some, like, I don't know, one of your exes that betrayed you, or someone who used to bully you in school, you know, whatever it is, you can forgive them. You're strong and you deserve better, and that's why you should forgive them, because you are freaking amazing and you deserve better. You deserve love. You deserve to be free of anger, of sadness, of pain. This is why you forgive someone, because you want to free yourself. In a way, it's kind of selfish, but in a good way. I really hope that this video is going to help someone in any possible way, you know, even if it just helps one person. I'm grateful for that, and I'm happy for that, and that's all I need. Let me know in the comments if you like this, like, more long form video instead of the shorter ones that I do usually, because I feel like in long form videos I'm actually able to share more and be more vulnerable and be more personal and go even deeper. If you need to talk to someone, I'm here. I know what it feels like to not have anyone to talk to, because no one will understand. So if I can help someone feel less alone, please text me. I send you unconditional love. Always remember to laugh and play, because life is beautiful, even if there is a lot of weird stuff going on. And I'll see you soon.